Hey everyone, welcome to Inside the AI. I'm your host, the Data Doc, and today we're going to be talking about what prompt engineering is and why it is important to what you are working on. And so, first, let's start off by defining what prompt engineering is. Prompt engineering is the process of crafting precise instructions for the AI systems to produce your desired result. So, basically, all that means is that you're asking the AI a question. You want to ask the question to be very precise with clear steps of instructions to get what you want out of the AI. To do this, what you need to do is you need to understand the model and how it interprets your questions so that you can produce the best results. The results that the AI produces is determined by how clear your instructions are and how it interprets your question. Essentially, these tools are built on AI. Essentially, these tools are built on data, and it has a system of processing your information, and you have to understand how that works to maximize how they work. So here we have a little flow chart, and what you want to do is first define the objective. Define the objective of your AI system, and then you want to draft your prompt. If you have your objective complete and you started drafting out your prompt and you've sent it to the AI, what you want to do is test that prompt out and continuously refine it. Then you want to access the results and see how it is so that you can reiterate your prompt and have a better prompt. Once you have the best prompt, what you want to do is automate it and scale it across your industry. Why is it important and why should you know about prompt engineering? So it's important because what AI can do is give you time back, and that time can be used in many different aspects. You can have time to spend with your family. You can have time to generate more revenue. There's many things you can do by leveraging a good prompt and developing prompt engineering techniques. So one of the techniques is that having a clear prompt will give you relevant and high quality answers. This is very important when you're trying to save time and be efficient. Having a good prompt also will reduce the amount of times you have to trial and error prompts out before you find the best prompt. The next thing is having a good prompt engineer would allow you to unlock capabilities that you may not have known the AI could do. And it does this by assigning a specific role to that prompt. So then the engineer can also bridge the gap between the human information and what the human context is with what the machine learning understands and have the best product. So overall, it's going to increase accuracy and reduce the amount of time you're using these tools. So how does prompt engineering work? So first you want to start with a clear task or a question. Essentially what you're doing is you're defining the task for the general setting of the entire model and the entire results. Once you do that, your question is sent to the AI and it's tokenized, which means it's just kind of broken up into the text of what it will understand. And then the AI predicts the response of what you need. This is all done on the data it's trained on, and it's all shaped by the behaviors that the AI has been trained on. Once you've designed the best prompt and you've done this process of sending it to the AI, you want to iterate it and improve your prompt every time. The way you can improve your prompt is by providing the context for what you would like the AI to produce and give examples of what you expect the AI to produce for you, along with constraining the AI to a certain length, the tone that you would expect it to speak, and different things you can do. So some of the techniques to maximize prompt engineering is chain of thought, which breaks complex tasks into smaller steps. Few shot learning, this is where you give it a couple of examples. You can give it one example. I think that's one shot learning. You can give it few shot learning where you give it 2 or 3 examples. And then there's also role-based prompts where you assign a professional role to the AI. We can also refine our prompt and tweak it based off of the AI's output. So if it doesn't give you the best result, then you kind of modify your old prompt and make it better. Delimiters are pieces of information where you would use special characters such as an asterisk or a hashtag to kind of break up your prompt so the AI can separate that out as instructions. All of these AI models respond in a different way, so it's better to understand how they work to create a prompt that aligns with how their workings are. So the key elements of a good prompt is that it has all of the context. So give it context. And the way you do that is by setting the background or the role. You can do both, set the background and the role. And how you would do that is something to the effect of this. You are a professional data analyst with 20 years of experience. You focus on weather in Texas, specifically focusing on weather during the month of August and September. And then now you've set the role and the context for what that role is going to do. You want to give it some steps of instructions. So now, continuing on with that example, you would say, search the internet and identify the last 5-year trends in weather during those months and predict what will happen next. Now, the next thing to do to have a good prompt is to give it some examples. And how you would do that is provide a few examples, 1, 2, or 3, of what you expect the outcome to look like. The last thing you want to do is give it some constraints. And I lump all of this together because constraints could be the number of word counts, the style or the tone you want, the format, professional, non-professional, and the tone of instructions of how you want that information back to you. Do you want it to be friendly? Do you want it to be overly emotional? Do you want it to be for professional? There's many things you can do. With that said, there's a lot of mistakes when you're doing a bad prompt. One is having vague instructions. If you have vague instructions and you're overly ambiguous, it's going to give you poor results. Too much information will overwhelm the model and not give you great results either. So having the right amount of information that you can get through trial and error will help ensure you have the best results. Providing no constraints to the AI is going to give you many different things. You can go off topic because the AI is going to predict, and it may take you off into a different topic that you wanted to go into. No examples will give you it in a format that doesn't work for you. So provided a couple of examples so that you have the results in the format that you want so that you can automate your processes. All of this is going to work together to reduce hallucination, which hallucination is when there's a lot of probability in the AI where the AI is predicting what it should write next. And each prediction is a little bit off. And now you're very off target because you've shifted a little over for each question. So some of the best practices of prompt engineering is to be specific and direct to your prompt. Use simple language and clear, concise language. Match your examples to your expected output. Always give it examples and set the goals for your prompts. So such as defining it as bullets, give me a paragraph, give me a table, give it goals so that it can meet those goals and produce exactly what you would like. Make sure you understand the model because adapting the prompt to the model will highly impact how your output is. So now we want to talk through some of the advanced techniques. So first you want to use a multi-turn chats for deeper tasks. More recently we have the ability to talk with the models. So start talking with the models so that you're developing really good, strong prompts. The next thing you can do is let the AI critique itself. You can say, how was this response and how would you make it better? And then you can add that into the prompt so that you have a better response. You can switch personas to unlock creativity. You can tell it to be Superman. You can tell it to be Batman. You can tell it to be whatever you want. And it will kind of be a little bit more creative. Another good technique is matching your text with your images and merging them together for your prompt. That's a pretty good technique and it works really well. And the next thing you can do is remove any fluff, and that's going to help improve the speed and the accuracy and clarity of your AI systems. So hallucination and prompt failure. Why does hallucination happen? And how do we stop it from happening? So hallucination happens because there's vague instructions, it's trained off bad data, and there's questions beyond what the AI is trained on. So understanding the AI model, creating a good prompt, and having good data will really significantly reduce the hallucination effects of an AI model. Prompt failure can be prevented by using structured prompts. You could also ask the AI for clarification and indicate if it's uncertain by what you're asking it. Last, and I think I've said this a couple of times, is provide examples and guide it on the format you would like. If you give it some guidance, it will be able to perform. Treat your AI like a 4-year-old and it will work really well. So, what you can do once you have a good system of creating good prompts is develop a prompt library. And what a prompt library is a structured collection of reusable prompts for an organization. It's typically broken up by the organization, by the function, by their tasks, or by just use cases. And the purpose of it is to help things work faster, to collaborate and be more concise, and to provide higher quality interactions with your AI across your teams. So some of the key features of this is you're going to break it up by your industry, then you'll break it up by your department within your industry, and then you can decide what models to use and how those workflows work. All of this is going to build into automation. This is why this is important. You want to make sure your prompt library is continuously updated. So each time a prompt is used and it's actually a good prompt, you want to update your library and keep that prompt relevant for your entire team. The value of having a good prompt library is that it will save you some time. It will improve repeatable tasks and help scale your AI automation across all the teams. So when you're creating your prompt library, it's very simple. All you need to do is copy and paste it into a Google Sheet or an Excel document. And what you want to do is have prompt 1, prompt 2, prompt 3, prompt 4, and just keep going across the columns. Having this system of capturing the good prompts and how they've evolved will help you track the model's performance, and it will help you track the outcomes of what your team is doing. It matters because having a central system for your library will help everyone communicate the same way and have the same results so that it improves your processes within your organization. So the outcome of a good prompt library is it's scalable and is a resource for the future of automation. So when you're going through your AI company, you have a team that's using AI. The next thing you want them to do is be able to maximize the efficiency by having good prompts. Once you have good prompts, you want to start capturing those prompts into a library. The next evolution of that is to start automating the tasks through AI and automation. And if you can do that, there's an opportunity to restructure your organization where you have the AI completing a lot of the tasks and you have your employees going back out to close more deals and make more money. So if you found value in this video, please like and subscribe. I'm the Data Doc. Thanks. Bye-bye.